Be Wild Man channel. On today's video, Elliot and I are out here and we're going to do a real quick product review on this product right here. This is big&j's Dig It. Now, this is a new product that I found. It's not something I would normally use, but I'm going to give it a try and just let you guys know how it works. So listen, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Be Wild Man channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We sure would appreciate it. As always, we're looking for questions, comments, feedback, whatever you got. We'd love to hear from you here on the channel. Please feel free to leave those in the comments down below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can on those. So today's review is big&j's long-range attractant, Dig It. Now, this is labeled as a mineral attractant, and the vapors attract deer from a great distance, trace minerals with greater biodiversity, and deer crave Dig It. Okay, so I've seen a few different product reviews on stuff like this, and I'm a little frustrated by most of them because you never know how many deer are in the area when they start. I mean, if you put this stuff on the ground and you walk away and one of the 10,000 deer that live there come and lick it, it's really hard to give an honest review. So here we are, Elliot and I, out in good old New Brunswick on a piece of public land. So, and the deer population in New Brunswick isn't great. They had a pretty decent winter, but it's still not great here right now. And there are a few deer tracks around, but not a lot in this particular area. So we've picked this area specifically for this product to see if it's true, to see if it can bring deer in from a distance, to see if any of the few deer that are in this area will actually go ahead and come to this spot and use it. So we're going to set it up like normal. We're going to clear a space here down to the dirt, and we're going to set up a game camera right over there on that tree, on that fir, and we'll put the Dig It down, and we'll put a bio rock like I use at every one of my sites, and we'll give this spot 2 weeks, and then after a couple of weeks we'll come back in, we'll pull the camera, and I'll be able to see, and you'll be able to see, if this big&j's Dig It actually brought deer into this area. Like I said, this is a piece of public ground, and I don't know how hard it's hunted. I do know that there are, like I said, a few deer tracks around, but not a lot. So I'm anxious to see if this product can actually bring stuff into this location. Anyway, we're going to get busy setting up the site here, just clearing some stuff and putting it out, and then in a couple of weeks we'll get back, and hopefully finish up this video with you. You want to help, Elliot? Yeah. Just basically straight down to the dirt here.
Open. That's good.
Okay, just a second. Just poke the stick down for it. Trying to handle that. Here you go.
Oh. There
you go. So the instructions on this are pretty easy. Basically, it says you take the contents of this jug and dump it on the ground, and then it's supposed to do wonders. The aroma is super strong and the range is super long. Draws deer from far and wide. Well, let's hope so, because that's how the deer are in New Brunswick, far and wide. So let's see.
Just dump it, right?
You just dump it out on the ground. That's what it says.
Are you going to use all of it?
I'm going to use the whole jug. That's what it says to do.
Okay.
It says to dump the entire contents onto the ground. And apparently, according to the box, deer dig it.
Dig it? They dig at it?
They will dig at this and supposedly dig it up. Okay, let's put this back in there. Let's have a rock right in the center.
I wonder if they'll dig the rock out.
We'll see, won't we? Okay, now we'll set the camera up. Okay, folks, so we're all set up here. We got our dig it down, we got our salt rock, a couple of sticks for it to soak into. Got the camera all set up on the tree. And anyway, just as a side note, look, if you want to check this product out, go ahead and I'll put a link down in the description to where I get this. And you can go ahead and check it out. There's all kinds of different brands and different kinds, but if it turns out that you want to give this a try, go ahead and click the link down below in the description, and you'll be able to see it from there. All right, folks, well, it's been exactly 2 weeks now. It's now June the 2nd, and we're back in here on this piece of public ground. And we're just headed in to take a look at where we dumped the, where we put the salt rock and the big&j's dig it. And hopefully we'll have some results. Now, like I said, I hadn't been in here before, and so we'll see, you know, kind of what the activity's like, or if there is any activity at all around. Hopefully this product will have worked for us and drawn some deer into this area. So I guess we'll see what it's like when we get there. So here we go, coming up on the spot now. See the camera, see the salt rock. Let's see what we got for sign, if there is any. Just come in here nice and slow. I want to trample anything if there is anything here, as far as sign goes. All right, well, there's definitely a track of some sort right there. It's rounded, hard to say what. Now the rock's been rolled over, so I'm going to assume that's a bear, because nothing else would be big enough for that. It looks like there's been quite a bit of activity though, like there's tracks again here. That looks like a deer track. There's actually some hair here, look at this. You see this? I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there's white hair all in here from something. That looks like a deer track, maybe. Well, okay, so there's been some activity here for sure. I'm not sure from what just yet, but there has been some activity here. There's been some pawing around, and you can see where they've actually pushed back. Like, let me show you here. You can see where they've actually pushed back at the ground right here. And I mean, I know that Elliot and I moved some of this stuff back, but this looks new, this spot here. Doesn't appear to be any large, you know, I don't see any big tracks here, like a big deer track, but let's check the camera and find out. Well, 150 pictures in 2 weeks. I don't love 150 pictures in 2 weeks, but I guess it only takes the right few pictures to locate a spot. But anyway, I'm going to pull this card, swap it out, put things back the way they were, and then I'll head out. And I'll show you what's on the card at the same time I see it. Okay guys, back at the house now, and going to check these pictures out with you. So here's Elliot and I. We're in there on the 19th and at 1 o'clock. So let's see what we got here. Next day is the 20th, and looks like maybe wind or something. Not much. Okay, so there's the 20th again, and this is, as you can see, 12:44. So right around lunchtime, we got our bear coming in. Didn't stay long. Now we're on the 21st. Some more wind. Okay, here comes another bear. It looks like over here on the 24th. So we've gone from the 19th to the 24th and only 14 pictures and only a couple of bears so far, so I'm not loving it. 24th, still the bear on the 24th. Okay, good, yay, first deer in. All right, here comes the deer on the 30th. Man, this is only the second, so it took from the 19th to the 30th for the first deer to find it. We'll see what happens here now. Oh, he's a buck. Zoom in there. All right, so he's got some pretty good growth actually for this time of year, not even June yet. Here in New Brunswick, he's got a bit of a growth on his side here too, kind of a bump of some kind, but not uncommon. So 9:41 in the morning, and let's see what he does here. Let's see how he reacts with this. So he's staying with it. You can see he's licking around the outside. He's not actually at the salt, so he is digging away and licking away at that big and J's, at that product. And turn around. Yeah, he's back at it again. He's checking the salt out there, scratching his face. All right, so he's licking the salt there, but he backs off. Yeah, he backs off and comes back to the product a little bit. Goes around. Oh, you can see his white hair. See up here how he's losing his winter coat. That's what those white hairs were that I showed you when we walked in there. So that must be this fella shedding his winter coat. He's actually got some pretty decent growth. I mean, for this time of year, like I say, he's not going to be a monster deer. You can tell body-wise he's not going to be a huge deer, but he'll probably be a decent 6, maybe even a small basket 8 or something to that effect. It's 10 o'clock. He's still there. Yeah, so there's quite a few pictures of him here. He stays still on the 30th, middle of the day kind of pictures. Spends a lot of time here, which is good. 10:23, still there. I'll see, that's 10:24. Let's see if we can get a look at his. Oh yeah, see, he's got some pretty good mass starting there. We'll know better in a week or two. Like I say, this is still the 30th. This isn't even June yet on these pictures. 11:42, he's back on the same day. Same deer, because you can tell by the pretty obvious spot on his side right there. He does seem to be licking the ground a fair bit more than the rock. Oh, there he is with a leaf in his mouth. Hello. Found the camera. Still the 30th, almost noontime. Back again at 12:41. So he's hanging right around all day, whatever day the 30th was. And he's licking the ground just about as much as he's licking the rock. Now he's back again. This is a deer, probably the same deer. Definitely a small buck, back again at 7 o'clock at night. Looks like the same deer. Okay, back again at 9 o'clock at night. Same deer. So he's definitely liking the product. He definitely keeps coming back around, but only the one deer so far. Oh, look at that. He just rolled that rock over. Just when I said that I said a bear wouldn't, it was probably a bear that a deer wouldn't do that, and he rolls it over. Okay, so we're still on the 30th at 9:30 at night. He comes back in again. Camera switched over to nighttime. At 10:30, we've got a deer back here. I'd say the same deer. It's really hard to tell. It didn't give me much of an angle there. Now we're on the 2nd, and we got a couple of wind pictures. And that's still some wind. Oh, and there's me. Okay, so not horrible. Not a great turnout, I didn't think, that first spot, although, you know, it was a piece of public ground. There wasn't a lot of deer sign around, but one nice little buck coming in there. So the next 2, 3, 4 weeks will really tell the tale, but it is interesting that deer, you know, the salt rock is there, but he did paw around at the ground a fair bit. So as far as that Big and J's go, I'm going to give that my 2 thumbs up here. I've never used that before, but I certainly will be purchasing some more of that when I can find it and putting that out. It's super easy to carry into spots, and you just pour it out and you're good to go. So anyway, listen, if you want to check that stuff out, there is a product link in the description down below, and I hope this helps you out, and I hope it works out for you too. So until next time, happy hunting from the MD Wildman channel.